Today is a very important day for all Buddhists and aspiring Buddhists. It is celebrated in Thailand as a Visakha Bucha, a Vesak Day. In many countries, Vesak Day may celebrate in different days. Like in Thailand, we are celebrating today. In some countries, like in South Asia, we'll be celebrating tomorrow. Whereas in the level of United Nations, they might pick up one certain day in order to celebrate today's remembrance, that is a Visakha Bucha Day or Vesak Day. Why Vesak Day is so important? In such a way that it has given such an international recognition. Even the United Nations also recognize Vesak Day as one of the very important day for world. In the Vesak Day, as many of Buddhist adherents may end up by doing the worship with the candle lights, candle processions, with the chanting, with the listening to the Dhamma, listening to the sermon, and many other ways. In some countries, they might have a procession. In some countries, they might have a competition with all the Buddhist painting. In some countries, they might have all different cultural process, cultural performances in the name of celebration of Vesak Day. However, in reality, when we think of Vesak, it is not only sense of worshipping, paying respect to the Buddha, who we think that a historical person in human history about 2,600 years ago. That is one way of celebrating a life of one prince called Prince Siddhartha. But we can also find more creative way to celebrate. Instead of celebrating a person, it is also suggested that we might bring the Buddha's or life of the Buddha as your own. Imagine that when we read or when we listen to the life of the Buddha, Buddha was a prince. He went through such a lavish life, and finally he got bored with his lavish life. And at the age of 29, he left the palace, he left all the luxury, he left all the world of what we call is capitalism at the time. And then suddenly he studied himself for 6 years until he find true self of himself. That is what we call awakening, or in generally what we call enlightenment. When he was awakened with his darkness of his mind, it was not saying that Buddha was Buddha was getting blessing from someone else. His enlightenment is a self-enlightenment. His enlightenment is about knowing himself, knowing deeper of himself. That is what you call awakening. When you awake, you just awake from all your dream. You are awake from all your imaginations. When you wake up, you are living in the true world. Same as your mind, status of your mind. When you are in the imaginations, when you are taken away by all this worldly life, secular life, you are going through so many things. And you have this very lavish, very suffering, very imaginative life. And you thought that this is your true life. But when you wake up, suddenly all those things, it's become just a dream. But a dream will never happen true. That's why by awakening of the Buddha at the age of 35 simply means that he was able to realize himself. He was able to understand himself, how he has gone through as a prince, as a lavish life. What he think that it was a happiness, finally it realized that how long it can last. You thought that this is a happy moment, But how long this moment lasts? You thought that your company is good. How long that company lasts? Therefore, everything in this world is very constantly changing all the time. And that changing itself, although it is a natural changes, but it's against our will. Of course, everyone wants to be young, strong all the time, although everyone knows that it is not possible. Everyone wants to be healthy, although we know that we can't be healthy all the time. Everyone wants to be rich in different kind, in different way. But again, the rich doesn't mean that it is beneficial for happiness. But that all these misconceptions is the main source of what we call is mental suffering. That's why Buddha says that if we really want to understand ourselves, we have to know that what makes us ignorant, what makes us engage ourselves in this very unstable, very changing world. And while we are changing agent ourselves, we still think that we want to be sustainable, we want to be forever, we want to be like that, like this, which is against the natural truth. By realizing the truth at the age of 35, Buddha, the Prince Siddhartha, became the Buddha. Buddha simply means that awakened. Buddha simply means to have a knowing. Know what? Know yourself. Know your own mind. When we are in our life, we think that we know ourselves, but in reality, we never know ourselves. We were always victimized by so many things. We see the media, we see the advertisement of all these goods and things, and our mind is taken away with that. Our mind is swept away with that. And then we are always pursuing, I want to have this, I want to own this, I want to have this man as my partner, I want to have this woman as my partner, and go on and on and on. You will have a never-ending craving and desire for so many things. And you thought that that is your life. And you suddenly end up always pursuing for happiness, not knowing that happiness is nothing to be pursued. When you got this, you always want that you will be happy, but in fact, you want more. Once you got that more, again you want more, you want more. And we were kind of deluded by this pursuit for happiness. In our childhood, we were told that study well, and you will have a good life, you can go to the good school. And finally, we were given the tasks to study well. And we become a student. Got to the school, again we were lured that, okay, you get a good mark, you get a good A, then you can go to the prestigious university. And finally, you end up doing all your hard work. Finally, when you go to the university, again you are saying that if you are good in your university work, your career path will be easier. You can have a good job, and you can be happy at the time. And then when you finish your degree, and then again, you have to pursue your happiness, pursue your job and career. And it will say that, okay, once I get a good career, I will be happy. Then once you get a good career, then you said that, maybe I'm not happy yet. Maybe I have to marry. I have to get married. Then you again pursue for another problem of your life and trying to find another partner. Although you know that even to take care of yourself, single yourself is not easy, but you want to take more burden by taking care of another person into your life. Then you are thinking that having a couple life, having a married life will be happy. When finally you wouldn't find that is happy. Then you want to have a child. And having a child will be a good happiness. Then once you're having a child, again, you have to raise your child until send to school and so and hoping that when you get old, when your duty is done as a parent, you'll be happy. When at the time your inner is gone, your health is gone, and so many things has gone, and you thought that, okay, now my duty is finished. If I go to the church, if I go to the monastery and dedicate myself to religious life, maybe it will be happier. Once you go to all these churches and monastery, and you are encouraged to do this and that, you are encouraged to do the donation and so on that, hoping that your true happiness will be in the next life. So imagine, all your life you have been pursuing for the happiness until you die, you will never experience happiness. That is what Buddha found out as a problem of human being. We were lured by the past, or we are lured by the future. We are always given these very vague and blurred pictures for us that once you have this, once you have that. So that's why Buddha says that it is not the true happiness. You will never happiness. In order to be happy, it is very easy. Is to realize yourself who you are and to realize of what are you doing here, right, and now. The modern word will be to be mindful. If you are mindfulness enough, if you develop what we call the quality of mindfulness, then it is nothing about the past, nothing about anticipation for the future. But it is about appreciating every moment of your life, what you are doing right here and now. For many who is listening to this broadcast, to the YouTube, just listen what you are listening and investigate just quietly, not opening your television as well as listening to monk. You are not understanding both of them. So just when you are doing the candle procession, again, your mind have to be really walking with that candle, really walking with your feet, not imagining this and that. That's why there is a simple way to teach you that how you do by recollecting Buddha's virtue, Dhamma virtue, Sangha virtues, or simply means that recollecting what you are doing at the moment, just to tie it with your way of thinking, way of realizing at the present. That means the being at the present moment. And that is what Buddha's enlightenment basically means. But after 45 years of his teaching around, at the age of 80, Buddha passed away on this Visakha day. So therefore, it is also showing another fact that who you are, even you are prince, even you are Buddha, one day you have to die. There's nothing we can take away with us. It is something that we have to realize that things keep changing. And even our body, even our life is beyond our control. Many business people always think that they can control their market, they can control their life. In reality, you can even control whether you would be free from COVID-19 these days or not. A lot of things are beyond our control, but we were misunderstood that we can control the things. That's why once you are able to realize that fragility of life, and then able to appreciate every moment you are enjoying, you are having your life. And that is basically what Visakha Puja or Visakha Day means. Because the birth of the Buddha signifies the appearance of the Buddha, appearance of the chances. The enlightenment of Buddha signifies what we call is dharma, the natural law, understanding of natural law, the principles. And the date of the Buddha signifies that when he died, all what he have taught given to the community as the era of the Sangha, the era of a community, compassionate community began there from since then. So therefore, it is what we call a triple gem. We can see as a Visakha Day as a triple gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. So in other words, when we think of Visakha celebration, apart from doing this candle procession, circumambulation, doing to the temple, do the chanting, listen to the Buddhist monk sermon, giving alms, and so and so. Every culture have a different way of doing boon or doing blessing for yourself in the name of Buddha. But I would say that if you really want to celebrate the Visakha Day, the Buddha's birth, enlightenment, and death today, I would simply suggest you to recollect your life using the Buddha's life as a mirror, and you will see that what suffering you are going through and what the chance you got it, and how you develop that chances to better you. Therefore, simply I would say that Visakha, Buddha means that awareness, and the Dharma means that balance, Sangha means that compassionate community. So the Visakha Puja Day is simply, I can put it as an ABC of Buddhism. So when you put in your practice, I would say that be aware of the principle of balance so that you can live happily in community. So this is today's importance It is not only for Buddhists, but it reflects every human being how you should live your life with awareness and able to live with the principle of balance in order to live with everyone in the community. So enjoy the Vesak Day and happy Vesak to all.
One Visakha Bucha จะมี